Jeffrey Owens has joined us now to my left. Andrew and Jeffrey have switched spots. Jeffrey, you're a senior at LSUA and joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've always, for the last about 8 or 10 years or so, I've been a really big fan of sports, and I established a great love for games, and I knew I wanted to do something sports-related as a career. And I've been going to LSUA. This is my 4th year now. I'll be graduating, hopefully, this spring. And I just look forward to this opportunity and as it progresses me in my career.
Well, let's hope so. Hanging out with us, hopefully that will help you progress in your career. But I want to thank Dr. David Gio, who connected us. You go to church with David. I guess he's one of your church leaders.
Yes, sir.
At Calvary.
Yeah.
And you had the opportunity to speak to him. He told you about what we do here at 446 Sports and connected us. And we're glad to have you. Jeffrey will be running camera. He and Andrew will be switching out. We're going to get a second camera, so we'll have 2 camera views, hopefully starting next week. But you'll start seeing that as something new, and then also doing some of the production, as we said. Sure. You looking forward to doing the stories and stuff?
Yes, sir. It should be interesting.
Yeah. So he's going to touch base with Lynn Roy, as well as Laura Hill, who does a media class, and we're looking forward to your work. You'll also see both Jeffrey and Andrew doing switching off between the pregame interview with Coach Perkins and the postgame interview with Coach Perkins. So whoever does one, the other one will get to do the other one, and we'll switch it up throughout the season as we go through. Hopefully, we know usually about 11 games, John, but hopefully we'll get 12 and maybe 13, and who knows?
Yeah, hopefully it's an improvement from last year. They made, first round of the playoffs and try to build on it. And if last week's scrimmage is any indication, I think we might be in luck there.
And we're going to talk more about that when we come back right after this commercial break. So what we want to do there is hit.
Make your burger your style with delicious, hand-pressed, never-frozen AAA Angus beef and tons of fresh, tasty toppings. Fat Burger. Great taste sounds good, doesn't it?
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
And we're back live out here in DeVille, Louisiana at Buckeye High School, home of the Panthers. And we're getting ready. You're watching JV and watching Menard go in for a 1-yard score as the Menard JV is taking on the Buckeye JV. Got about 7 minutes and 39 seconds or so on the play clock of this JV game. But we got 15 minutes. We're supposed to kick off. We see the varsity coming out onto the field, and we're gonna be heading out that way. Do me a favor, Jeffrey, take your phone and just get a shot maybe of of the field with the players, and then you need to go down there and get Coach Perkins a pregame. We're going to call me on the Bluetooth, and you're going to interview Coach Perkins for pregame. But just put it on the field, and Andrew will go over and take your place. So go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead and pop over there and switch spots. So, John, since we got about 15 minutes left, when Jeffrey gets down there, and we'll be able to do the interview with Coach Perkins. Hey, Jeffrey, try to find him right away because I don't think he's coaching JV, okay? So we had a chance. You were talking about it. We had a chance to watch them last Friday and get a little practice in with Jeffrey. In fact, Andrew hadn't even joined us then. And we watched them play against Gina, who typically the Giants have a pretty solid team every year.
Yeah, Gina, when you look at the line play, Gina had them on the offensive and defensive line, much outsized. Menard's offensive line did a great job of giving Mike Henry some protection. We saw some really good completed passes, really good pass routes ran and thrown to. Coach Roark at Gina, when you can go toe-to-toe with the Gina Giants, you've done something. And Menard offensive line did go toe-to-toe with them, made some really good blocks. And to be quite frank about it, I was impressed.
Yeah, I was too. I was really excited about what we saw with the Eagles, especially on defense as well. I mean, while you were talking about offense, it was great to point out that Michael Henry was sharp, and his passes were on point. He made a couple of we had a touchdown pass that just got dropped, and it was dropped over the defender about as good as you could do.
It was. That was a really good play. The receiver split the defenders, had 2 to 3 yards on the cornerback. Offensive line gave great protection. Mike dropped it right in where it needed to, and perfect execution right up to the end. But, that's something they can work on. And
that's right.
Something to work on.
I know that David Perkins and all the coaching staff were very excited about what they saw in the scrimmage. The blocking up front, they kind of changed the schemes up to make it easier on the boys to recognize where their blocks are going to be. And here's Jake Vaughn throwing a pass, and it is caught. Jake looks a lot sharper tonight than he did last week. He threw a shot in the first half of this game that was from hash marks on the near side when they were going left to right, all the way over almost to the sideline. And it was on a rope and made it there, and he threw it before the defender made his turn. And that's the only way not defender, but the receiver, and it was completed. It's about the only way it would have been complete is for him to get rid of it when he did.
Yeah, he's made some really good plays tonight so far. There's a couple decisions he's had to make, throw it or run it, and made a good run a minute ago and around the right side for about a 10-yard gain and playing very well.
So on defensively, what we saw last week was a defense that swarmed to the football, and I thought that they outplayed the Gina Giants in that first 24 plays that they had to run against the number ones. They totally dominated that Gina offense.
They did. Yeah, the Menard moved the ball very well last week, and the defense did really good early on. Gina, towards the end, they started running the ball between the tackles, using that size to their advantage. But Menard's defense and offense really looked well last week.
So I got to ask you, you spent the last 20-plus seasons running the sidelines. You'd be out there this week. Any little thoughts of missing being out there?
Yeah.
What's it feel like?
So I find myself right now, I'm watching the officials more than I'm watching the players, and that's not good. I'm going to have to change that. It's still fun. I'm still going to do it. I'm going to do it on Menard off nights. And, we got a lot of new officials this year. I think we picked up about 20, which we really needed. Association getting down in the 50s. The numbers have been bad really the last 8 to 10 years. And it's all sports, Tom. It's not just football. It's all sports.
Yeah.
You get a phone call?
Let's see. We got Jeffrey Owens going to be calling here. I had it turned down and muted so we didn't see him. Hey, so here is something that we didn't get to do last year very much until the end of the year, but David Perkins finally got down there and was able to do some interviews with JC. But we now have the newest head coach at Menard High School, over 30 years coaching in the game, and David Perkins is standing by with Jeffrey Owens. David, congratulations. I mean, I know you had the scrimmage last week, but this is really the kickoff, isn't it?
Absolutely. Jamboree is usually the weekly kickoff. We got these guys ready like it's week one. I'm looking for great things out of our varsity. Right now our JV's playing, doing a great job. And, we're just ready to play somebody else, to be frank with you.
I hear you. Let's talk a little bit about that scrimmage last week against Gina. John and I were just talking about, we were really excited with what we saw. The boys were crisp, not a lot of penalties, and they swarmed to the football on defense, and we made some really nice pass plays on offense.
Oh, absolutely, and that's how we want to try to coach them up. We wanted to play a really good team in the scrimmage just to kind of see, get a gauge of where we were at. Gina won the district championship last year in 3A, their district. They're picked up, believe, to win it again. So, we played well. Our defense is the staple of our team, and we're going to play physical, and we're going to play fast, and we're going to swarm the ball, and that's Menard football, baby.
Hey, so David, your coaching staff, you said you wanted to have all, your coaching staff that are at Menard all day, every day, and you've got that. Tell us what excitement you have having this coaching staff that you have in place.
Well, they're all teachers, so obviously a teaching class during the day. But it's good to have them there. I can go to them at any point of the day, ask questions. They come to me, ask questions, or they're telling me what they're going to do offensively or defensively. So it's just a great thing to have, because you don't have to wait for them to get there for practice or anything like that. So, obviously, and they're experienced coaches. So, and they're great teachers, by the way. And so, it's just another tool in our bag that's going to make us be successful.
So I promise you next week will be a lot quicker. This week you got other coaches out there coaching the JV, so you don't have too much to have, that you have to do. If you don't mind, I'm going to let Jeffrey ask you a question or two. He's doing an internship out at LSUA, and we're trying to help him out with that. So to give him some opportunity to have clips. Jeffrey, you got any questions for Coach?
Well, I would ask, what are you looking for in this Jamboree game?
Well, what I'm looking for, to be honest with you, is how we compete. That's one of the things we've talked about here at the beginning from my standpoint, is we got to get back to competing and not just playing. Because I believe sometimes we got, you just get out there, you're playing. But you play for a reason, man, and I let them know that it's okay to go out there and want to win, and this got to rub off on the younger guys. We got a good group of seniors. We got 13 seniors who have been to state championship games in other sports. So we're hoping that's going to rub off on our younger guys.
Sweet.
Are there any weaknesses in the Buckeye lineup that you're looking at?
Well, I think one of our strengths is our offensive line, and I think we're going to be able to run the ball again. That's all I'm going to say.
Gotcha.
All right, great job, Jeffrey. David, thanks so much. Good luck tonight. We'll talk later, because we want to profile those 13 seniors like we did last year.
Absolutely, and go Eagles.
Go Eagles. So head coach David Perkins with Jeffrey Owens. Thanks, Jeffrey. Great job. Good questions. And we'll see you back up here. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier. Transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-Ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
And welcome back, everybody. Along with John Wolf, I'm Tom Boucher. We are live in DeVille, Louisiana at the Menard Buckeye Jamboree. It's really the Buckeye Jamboree. Menard is over here visiting. I want to say a quick shout out to Scott Mills and his wife Kim. I know they're tuning in tonight. They could not be here tonight to cover the game, so we're actually live streaming for both schools. We do want to tell the Buckeye fans who tune in, whether you're at the game and tune in later to watch it or you're watching it live, I'm not going to apologize. We're the voice of the Eagles, you know, so you'll get angry with us sometimes but we'll try to be as fair as possible because we live in the community. We're all partners, right?
That's exactly right.
And I may run into you in the grocery store.
And I used to live in DeVille. I live in Ruby now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to keep it polite. And Courtney used to teach at Buckeye years ago, first grade teacher. So I know a lot of these kids that are playing tonight, she was their teacher.
Well, it's a great community. I always loved coming out here when I worked at Channel 5 and KLAX to cover the games. You always have a wonderful crowd out here at Buckeye. And it's just one of those great little small-town football venues to be able to come out here and watch the Panthers play football. And I used to love coming out to do their softball, basketball games, Coach Stella Sasser and everybody that was out here. So it's a pleasure to be out here. We will just have a lot of fun with this game as we get ready for the kickoff. Just minutes away from kickoff, we want to show you the screen. If you take a look at it, across the top is our Wallace Eye Center scoreboard. And we want to thank Wallace Eye Associates for sponsoring us all year long with our school boards. So they're there for basketball season. They're there for soccer whenever we do that. They're there for softball and any sport that we do. Actually, they're there for any sport that we cover. The ASL Championships, well over 200 different games that we, almost 300 games that we telecast last year, live stream. But they are there every year with the school board. Also, you'll see the Sadler Towing sports feed across the bottom, which will, as we go into the weekly schedule, you'll see the updated scores that will pop down of our Central Louisiana teams and some of the other teams that we follow in the different divisions that everybody plays in. We're getting close to the national anthem and the prayer, and so we're going to take a break. But notice the Valex logo down at the bottom right. They are our second straight year, our title
Gotcha.
All right, so while they were doing that, let's see if we are still rolling live stream. We'll have to check and make sure. Try to play. Yeah, was it unplugged?
They totally dominated that.
Who unplugged it? Okay. All right, so we're seeing if we're back live. We're going to trust that we are. We got to make sure that we're streaming. We got to get this. We got to get reconnected. We're not streaming.
Test the average. Welcome back, Panther fans, to tonight's exhibition for your 2023 Jamboree between your hometown Buckeye Fighting Panthers and the Eagles of Holy Saint from the North.
Maybe that iPad. Is there an iPad right there?
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything on YouTube.
I don't understand. Oh, we got. Where's that cord? Oh yeah, that should be our power. Yeah. It hadn't done much to charge up. We should be on this one right here. But it's not connected. We gotta. Remove battery. That whole time we had it plugged in, it didn't charge. I mean, look at it. But being plugged in, it should work just being plugged in. I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on. We may have to tape that to the floor down there. So. Great.
And there's a whole host of Panthers there for the tackle with a slow game, bringing up third down and about 3 yards to go for the Eagles.
It should. Yeah, I'm going to power it off and try to turn it back on. It just wasn't powering off. Try to reboot it.
Number 29, Carter Monsanto, rumbles forward for a short gain, bringing up 4th down and still 4 here for the Eagles. Tackled by number 12.
I got it plugged into the USB.
at about the 32-yard line. Panther offense coming out on the field, ready to get things going.
That thing was charging for an hour and a half.
Yeah. I mean, does it still put off a signal like that or not? I mean,
Well, not in the position it's in. It was after it had charged up.
let's see if we can find it on our phone. It would be under Wi-Fi, wouldn't it? Yeah, that works.
They're live. As long as they're potted up, they can hear us. So they're hearing me. But it's also delayed. We're also going to be delayed by about 3 or 4 seconds. All right. So let's start this. With,
Password on that thing?
yeah, there will be, but it's not putting out. I mean, it's that one right there. AX.
Just out of the reach of number 4.
It's AX.
Bringing a third down and about 9
Because
for the Panthers.
it's got to get a little more charge before it'll start putting out.
So are we just going to record? What do we do?
Yeah, I guess what we could do. In fact, we're recording, so we've been on the air the whole time.
You're going to have to edit.
And we have a stoppage down
So
the field.
we're going to go ahead, guys. Just keep shooting like you have been, Jeffrey. We'll figure this out. We've got it recording. We can go back and replay it. That whole time we've been messing around. We had somebody, just to kind of give an explanation, somebody unplugged us downstairs, and we lost all power. And now we're trying to get our signal back with the hotspot. So we're trying to wait on that to pop up and give us a signal. But we've got the Jamboree. Menard has gone through as you watched. Now the long pass is blocked. What a great job by Cody Lyons as the starting cornerback. He was beat, but his speed caught up and got a hand on the ball.
He did. That was great closing speed right there at the end. Receiver had him beat by 2 yards, and man, great athletic play. Got a hand up and got the ball away.
So we've got our starting lineups, which are brought to you by. We'll do that right after this punt. The punter for Buckeye. Who we got out there as a punter? Oh, his snap is over his head inside the 5. He's going to lay on it at the 1 or the 2 yard line, and that's where Menard's offense will take over for their second drive of the game. Special teams, always a killer. And I have to say this, Coach Perkins and the coaching staff have focused on special teams every practice, John. In fact, they usually start the practice out on specific punting, snapping, all that kind of stuff to do special teams. And one team that is doing that as well is LSU, as we know from last year in that Florida State game. Special teams can kill you.
Yeah, it can, and Menard got a gift here. Let's see if they can capitalize. Got first and goal from the 1 yard line to see if they can punch it in.
Michael Henry, they're going to go with the Power Eye package. Carter Marketel, number 29, in the lead behind number 13. They're going to hand it off. He's following Carter Marketel and just leans over into the end zone for the touchdown. That was number 13 is Aiden Moran, the starting running back. While we're setting up and waiting for the kick, which is Ryan Hicks, the senior kicker coming out, left-footed kicker. Hicks is number 30 as he's setting up. The Eagles in white with green numbers. Buckeye in their blue and gold. And here's the kick. It's up and high and good enough. And it is 7-0 at the 11:42 mark here in the first quarter of this Jamboree. And the Eagles in one play take advantage. Let's give a little breakdown on our starting lineup, the Velar and Green starting lineup for the Menard Eagles that we just saw.
Yeah, we'll start with the defense. You'll see the defense coming out here. Defensive end, number 60, Good. Defensive tackle, number 34, Davis. Defensive tackle, number 78, Dusang. Defensive end, number 81, Aldridge. Linebacker, number 32, Janice. Linebacker, number 33, Scott. Linebacker, number 29, Marcantel. Cornerback, number 2, Lyons. Other cornerback, number 4, Shelton. Free safety, number 12, Hilton. Strong safety, number 7, Williams. And that is your Menard defense as we get ready for the kickoff by Mr. Hicks.
Yeah, the Buckeye Panthers drop in, was that number 15? Is that right? Warner Gage, wide receiver DB, or is that 13, John?
Can't tell.
If it's 13, that would be Bryce Warthen.
It's like number 11 is our other
and
one.
11 is Cameron Burns, and it'll go, it looks like the number 13, that's Bryce Warthen. He'll take it in about the 5, going to be brought down at the 15, and that is a great tackle. Coach, there's a little extracurricular going on. That's probably going to be a 15-yard penalty on the Eagles for a little too much action in the blocking phase.
On that kickoff, Menard's kickoff coverage team held their lanes really good, had good coverage on it all the way down the field and made a good stop. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have a 15-yard extracurricular tacked onto this for Buckeye.
All right, so we're just trying to get Andrew set up with our scoreboard, the Flexi scoreboard. That's Menard Eagles 7.
Offsetting the fouls. It's like we got 3 fouls on the play. You got 2 personal fouls and a hold. So you're going to offset the 2 personal fouls, and they should be backing up Buckeye 10 yards.
On the hold.
Yes.
So the Panthers will be in a difficult position as they will start inside their 20 at the 15-yard line. Oh, yep. So we got to go in. Got to refresh everything, John, after that power outage that we suffered.
Buckeye ran a little counter, and Menard stood it up for about 3-yard gain.
Overthrown.
Had him covered good. 2 defenders back on him. Quarterback just dropped back and reared it back.
Oh, you know what? Hang on, let's see. Take over, John. I gotta get the scoreboard going.
It looks like we got about 3rd and 7. Buckeye with 3 wide outs. Back takes it. He's looking left. Got hit right at the throw, and we almost had a pick 6. Good pressure on the quarterback from the left edge. Hit him right when he was releasing the ball. Throw floated on him a little bit. Defensive back number 12, Hilton, made a good play on it. Almost had an interception. Buckeye will be forced to punt, 4th and 7.
And the Panthers ran out number 9, Caden Grimmett, to punt the ball up here.
Like Buckeyes having a little bit of trouble getting their punting unit on the field. Deep for Menard. Looks like we got number 4, Shelton. Can't tell who our other returner is. Kicks a low line drive down the middle. Looks like it's going to check up about the 45-yard line. Menard gets good field position over here. 10:53 to go in this first quarter of play, or rather first half of play. We're going to do 2 halves. Menard will have it 1st and 10 on the Buckeye 44-yard line. Good defensive series there by the Eagles also. Menard's lining up, 3 wide outs, 2 backs. Little play action from Henry across the middle. Receiver had coverage. Incomplete pass. Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Tight end, 2 wide receiver set, 2 running backs, both sides of the quarterback for the Eagles. Next pass, inside draw between the tackles. Good run. Number 13, Moran, runs over the linebacker at about the 6-yard mark, keeps going. Picks up a gain of about 18 yards, brings up a 1st and 10 for Menard. Looks like Menard's going to pick the pace up a little bit. Somewhat of a hurry up. 2 wide receiver set, tight end, 2 running backs, both sides of the quarterback. Same play, inside draw. Moran again, number 13. Looks like he's going to pick up about 3 yards on that play. Gain of 2 will bring up 2nd and 8 from the Buckeye 24-yard line. Two really hard runs there. Offensive line doing a really good job on both those. Looks like we got a timeout. I think Tom's about to go to a commercial break, so we'll be back after this timeout.
All right, so just having some problems. There's Michael Henry with a dart and through number 6. That is Austin Henry, his brother.
Is that 6 or 5?
Oh,
That's
it's
Jordan
5.
Wright.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Jordan Wright.
Good slant
on
route.
the slant route. Henry hit him in stride, and the defender could not knock it away, but a great pass inside the 11, or to the 11. They're in the Red River Bank red zone.
Offensive line's doing a tremendous job.
Getting some push. So the Eagles, let's see if they can get their 2nd score as they are in the red zone. Nice job, Andrew. So Henry getting the call. 9:15 to play in this first quarter. The Eagles already with a 7-0 lead over the Buckeye Panthers. And the Eagles kind of enforcing their will right now on defense, as you heard John with the call. Great job, John. The offensive line, which you heard John give the Velar and Green starting lineups. We'll have to cover the defensive starting lineups, but here's Cooper Scott in, just being patient and following his blockers. I'll tell you the other thing we saw, number 63, John, that is Gage Oser. He picked up the defensive end that was coming in and knocked him to the ground, which gave Cooper Scott the opportunity to just be behind the line and then just kind of fade over to the right side and run off the tackle.
He did. Had another outside linebacker coming around that corner, and running back read it well and went to the right side and hit the hole.
Ryan Hicks with the kick, and that one, woo, look at that score. Look at the goalpost. Just flex, man. It almost looks plastic up there as that kick has some oomph on it.
A rare miss by Ryan Hicks.
We're getting close to being able to have it. So we'll take a quick commercial break. And Andrew, pick a commercial that we can go to. We'll bring it back out live, John. Go ahead. I'm going to try to figure this out. You got the camera shot? There we go. We still got some freezing going on. There we go. Now we're back up. We do have, or we did have, some connection. Oh, yeah, we still do.
We got somebody flying a drone over the field, which is illegal in LHSAA rules and regulations. So until the flyer of that drone removes it from the field, we can't start.
Well, out here, they might pull out a shotgun and pop it out like skeet shooting. Well, I can't see it. You see it?
It's flying down over there.
Oh, I see it now, yeah.
Coming down. Somebody's
like
about to
a little
land
paper
it.
airplane. Landed into the trees.
They're hovering it right above the track. So we might see whose it is here very shortly.
Bringing it down onto the track. Got the green lights. Interesting. Yeah, you're not allowed to fly those. See if people kind of forget and they just wait and see if then they can go over and just scoop it up with nobody paying attention. 13-0 because the kick boinged off the goalpost, the right goalpost. Here's the kick by Hicks. It is deep into the end zone. That's a weapon, John.
That is. Anytime you can put it in the end zone and keep a team from returning the ball, it changes the whole field position dynamic of a football game.
We're going to try to figure out if we'll play around with the commercials and stuff. But, boy, I tell you what, when you lose power, that just messes everything up.
And I'm of zero help to you, Tom, because I know nothing about IT stuff.
Well, we've got the Stream Deck on. We'll see if having the internet back up and running will help us out. 8:48 to play here in the first quarter. We're only going to play 2 quarters. They'll do a little halftime afterwards. In the shotgun, we need to do our Velar and Green starting lineup for the Buckeye Panthers. Especially on offense. Manning the front of that offense, John, you've got at center Ian Ricketts. At left guard, Jonathan Lashney. At left tackle, Gage Vircher. At right tackle, Gade Moras. And then you've got Dalton Paul at right tackle. The running backs will be Jim Burlew, tight end Jacob Young. Quarterback is Adam Broadnex. Wide receivers, Bryce Worthen, Jesse Standee, and Hayden Boone are your wide receivers. We'll cover the Menard defense in just a minute for your Velar and Green starting lineups.
Got a personal foul on that last play, gave Buckeye 15 yards.
So they're at the 39-yard line. The handoff is given, I'm guessing that's Burlew, since we don't have a whole lot of numbers. We've got to go to 2 different pages here. Number 34 is Jim Burlew. So Broadnex to Burlew. We'll see that a lot. In their setup. Oh, there it is. Jumped over the defensive lineman who was on the ground. So a nice job by the Buckeye Panthers offensive line. And you can see the hurry up that's going on.
Well, you know, Menard did it last series, so we see Buckeye doing it this series. Oh, we got a timeout. We got a timeout, Menard.
David Perkins going to take a timeout to get things together and call them over. So we won't go anywhere right now because as they come to the sidelines, you've got a scenario. I talked to Scott Mills, who is the voice of the Buckeye Panthers, and Scott was telling me when he was talking to Coach here at Buckeye, Coach was telling him that they're not real big and they don't have a lot of people, but they want to go fast, and they're going to try to wear down the other team. The only factor is, will they wear down as well? They got the drone going back up into the air. We'll see if the officials watch that. I guess if it doesn't go over the field, it's okay.
It's a judgment. But, with the hurry up, that brings another dynamic to the game for the offense. You can catch the defense on their heels, get them out of breath a little bit, get them backed up, And, you know, for a team that maybe is getting outsized or pushed around, it can add a little bit of an advantage, take some of the edge back in their favor.
So we've got some folks on Facebook and texting around saying, hey, is it live? Is it live? We are now. If you're watching, you know it. But we did have some technical difficulties with somebody unplugging us down below in the press box. Broadnax fakes the handoff, looking to pass over the middle, and boy, they had him. That's going to be a hold and going to be brought down.
Good pursuit by the defense. Good penetration by the line. Get some pressure on him. He's staring down his receiver to the right. Just didn't have a chance.
Jaden Williams coming in. 2 defenders had him, but I guess that last one, it looked to me the defender was being held, and that's about what they're going to call. And they'll back it up.
So
10 yards.
Rule change this year. So you notice that hole was about 4 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage. So this year in Federation rules, that hold will now be from the line of scrimmage like you see on Sundays and Saturdays.
I think that's a great rule because it doesn't extra penalize the defense. Nice play by the defender, Cody Lyons. Number 2 read that one, came up on the receiver who's trying to block him, got around and got a hand on the Buckeye receiver, and then got some help over there to tackle.
Yeah, force the receiver back inside where he had pursuit from his defense. Good play.
I think the defensive backfield really strong for Menard. They're all back. There's a hit. It's going to be short. If he turns around, defender got turned around, and that's going to be complete to Hayden Boone. And what a throw by Broadnax as he was leveled. A perfect tackle. But the defender over there, was that Harrison?
That was Shelton out there, number 4.
Maddox Shelton got turned around and lost the football in the process.
Well, the receiver beat him a little deep, had a couple steps on him. Ball was well underthrown. Defender overran the play, actually, before he got his head back around.
Play clock, not a worry. There's Burlew up the middle and just bulling over. That's Jaden Williams. That was a heck of a run there. Had a hole that, I don't know, maybe I could have run through on that one. Probably not.
No.
Not without tearing a knee up. Here's Burlew again. Oh, yep. Right on it, Andrew. Let's take, they have entered the Red River Red Zone on that last play. So we want to thank Red River Bank for being one of our sponsors for Menard football, as the Buckeye Panthers are in the Red River Red Zone. Back to the action, and the Menard defense going to try to keep them out of the real end zone, and that one is stuffed for a short gain, maybe 1, if any. Couple of defenders getting up slow. That looks like 81.
That's Aldridge. He stuffed that play.
Aldridge, and then you got Braylon is down. That is Braden Dusang, who's on the ground. He's one of the big guys that anchors both the offense and defensive lines, and he is someone that this team will desperately need and depend on. So we hope that maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. We'll figure it out. But tell you what, we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back right after these messages. And we're going to be coming back live. We still, the signal out here giving us a little bit of trouble on that commercial break. We'll try to get a few more in before we end, but we'll just come back and go live here. Braylon Dusang, I believe, walked off on his own, huh, John?
Yeah, he did.
So hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him, and I see him on the backside holding his helmet. Looks like he might be limping a little bit, maybe sprained an ankle. Here's a pass by Broadnax down along the sideline, but overthrown and out of bounds. Number 13 was Bryce Worthen. He was wide open, but then again, he wide open with about 2 yards left in the end zone.
They had it, tried to set up a little, looked like a little wide receiver route outside here. The slot came in, looked like he was going to block, and then the receiver did a little hitch and go and just threw it too deep in the end zone.
Yeah, had the defense fooled, and I think Maddox maybe hung on to it a little too long. If he lets it go, maybe they run underneath it. Here's Maddox over the middle. It's tipped. Nicely played by number 32. That is
Janice. Linebacker got a hand on it.
That is Jacob Janice with the hand.
Got a turnover.
That was all 4th down turnover with 5:51 to play in the first quarter. 13-0, Menard leads. And the Eagles offense going to get another chance. Dusang going to sit out. I don't think he's coming back in yet. They'll try to rest him. No, he's standing over on the bench, just kind of catching a break. We'll see what they can do on the offense and give him a break. They do run a couple of guys in and rotate them to try to give them a break so they're not playing every down on both sides of the football. Henry out there. Jake Vaughn did a nice job in the JV game. Henry going full time. I'm sure at some point we'll see Jake Vaughn. Here's a run, breaking tackles. That's Aiden Moran, number 13. Came to the right side and saw a hole to the left and cut it back. And he broke a couple of tackles, John, and picked up about 9, we'll call it.
Real hard run by the running back right there.
Got a beautiful breeze. Man, does that feel good coming off the 100-plus degree temperatures. And thank God we got some rain.
Yeah, a bunch of folks in central Louisiana got it, north of us. And our prayers go out to those folks in Maryville and Beauregard Parish, especially Vernon Parish. They're still fighting it over there.
Still fighting it. Boy, and we got some fires that have erupted with lightning strikes or even people. Here's the pass. Michael Henry did not see him. The receiver, number 12, that is Gavin Hilton. Had a couple of guys out there with Matt Kirk and Gavin Hilton, but he was just late. I think he was trying to go over the middle more so and not seeing the outside guys.
I think so. He went to the underneath receiver was covered. Hilton came in underneath deep coverage. Was open there in a little bit, and like you said, Mike just held the ball a little bit too long.
So we'll see what they come up. We got 3rd and 1, and the way that they've run the ball in the last couple of series, which is only their 3rd series, 4:59 to go in the first quarter, which is really the first half here in the Jamboree. 13-0. Mike Henry going to get the first down himself.
Good run.
And that's all he needed. Bumped into his own blocker and then kind of tripped over the grass. He'll go to the sidelines and get the play, but good first down for the Eagles on 3rd and 1.
Kept the drive alive, needed about 2-3 yards, picked it up, and new series.
For those of you who are tuning in and can watch us again live, and even those who come back and watch the recorded version and stick through all those times that we realize, hey, we can still just call the game because we're recording. But one thing that you're going to notice is that the Eagles are moving the sticks. They're moving the chains. Another big run by Gavin Hilton picks up the first down on first down. They may mark it just a tad shy. It'll be 2nd and inches. But that's something that we didn't do last year. We had a lot of 3-and-outs, which made your defense have to stay on the field the bulk of the game.
Tell you that this Menard's team's playing with a little fire in them. See the blocking downfield, see the blocking by the offensive linemen.
And receivers. That's what you're talking about when downfield.
Mm-hmm.
But the engagement of the offensive line, carrying it past the line of scrimmage and getting push. That time, Cooper Scott. Oh, he breaks three. That's Gavin. Aiden Moran, rather. They catch him inside the 20 as the Eagles are back inside the Red River red zone. And the Eagles will set up at the 19-yard line in the Red River Red Zone. Thank you to Red River Bank for being one of our Menard sponsors and your community bank. You need whatever you need, a home loan, a car loan, or just a savings account, maybe CDs or whatever investments. Red River Bank is there for you. And if your kids are going off to college and not going to be around the central Louisiana area, they're located all over the state with branches in every major town now. So you can easily deposit money into your kid's account, into your child's account.
Tell you what,
that's important.
That was a good run by Menard. The offensive line kept blocking. Running back kept his head down, kept digging, broke it open about 10 yards downfield. I don't know who number 5 is for Buckeye, but he's got a set of wheels on him because he ran him down from about 10, 12 yards behind him. I think his last name's Hathorne.
Ashton Hathorne, running back in DB.
Yeah, he made a touchdown-saving tackle to run him down. But really good run by Menard.
Let's try to run a commercial and see what happens. We'll take a quick break and be back right after these messages. And we're back live. You know, we have to do something that I'm unwilling to do. We're running the commercials, and there's not a whole lot of audio, but that was BU Designs. They have all kinds of Yeti tumblers and all kinds of stuff. Here's a run to the outside. That's going to pick up a couple of yards by Carter Marcantel, maybe about 3 from the 19 to the 16-yard line. Set up 2nd down and 7 with the clock running under 3:20 to play in the half. 13-0. The Eagles trying to add another score to this one. At halftime, we'll see. I mean, the cheerleaders are out there. Is the dance line going to perform, John?
I don't think so. I was told no by my daughter. They're just doing a sideline cheer.
Okay. But maybe we'll have something going on for the Buckeye Panthers at halftime, but we'll just show the field at halftime. There's Carter Marcantel again up the middle, which is really a good sign for the Eagles that they have multiple running backs that they can go to with Aiden Moran, Carter Marcantel, Cooper Scott.
Well, and another good thing that we see with Menard, number 78, Big Dusang's back in the lineup playing left guard.
31 is Branson Buller, so they've got some running backs that they can bring in, and they'll hand off to some, Shelton Maddox and several of the wide receivers as well. But this is an offensive setup that you'll see a lot in this, position with Michael Henry in the shotgun, and Aiden Moran and Carter Marcantel or Cooper Scott, either one, side by side.
Yeah, Menard's going to pick up a first down here, offsides on Buckeye, so we're going to bring up 1st and goal for the Eagles.
1st and goal inside the 10. It'll be at the 8-yard line, 2:09 to play in the half. David, the coaching staff and the players want to take this football into the end zone as the clock is winding down. It'll be under 2 minutes to play after they snap the ball. And the handoff is to Cooper, or that's Aiden Moran or Cooper. That ball, actually, they faked me out. They gave it to Carter Marcantel, and he was stuffed and lost a yard, actually. Be 2nd and goal from the 9. I think they got Buckeye set up right here if they'll fake the handoff and maybe hit a quick slant. Henry getting the call. The play clock at 36, so plenty of time. I mean, the play clock is just going under 30 seconds. 1:20 to play on the play clock. 13-0 Eagles. 2 wide receivers set, 2 running backs. Henry gonna take it himself, a little quarterback draw. He'll pick up two yards, and they'll be back at where they were at 2nd down.
I think Buckeyes tired of getting beat up the middle. They're bringing in an extra defender inside right there in that defensive front, trying to strengthen it up.
They take Henry all the way over to the sideline to call the play with 49 seconds. You know, one of the things they're going to do is they have Ryan Hicks that they'll run out there. They still have a timeout. Plenty of time, 12 seconds on the play clock. Getting set, 30, 32, 31, going to be under 30 on the game clock. There's looking to pass. There's a ball. It's thrown in the air. Caught! He's going to be out of bounds. Oh, what a job by the receiver out there.
Good tip drill right there, just had a foot on the back line.
Looked like that was Jordan Rich, wasn't it? Number 5.
Couldn't tell.
The defender had the position. The ball was not thrown over the defender, but Jordan Rich doing a nice job getting a hand in there to tip it. 22 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be about a 23-yard field goal attempt by Ryan Hicks, the senior, the lefty. The kick is high enough, looks good, and it is. So they'll get the 3, and they'll have a 16-0 score with 18 seconds left, and we'll have the kickoff. Tell you what, let's see if Talk to the Hawk will play.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
And we're back live. Jeffrey Owens doing a nice job with the camera work over there. Jeffrey, we'll set it up when the 18 seconds are over. Andrew doing a great job, and he's got the stream deck down. He's got those buttons down, knows where to go. John doing a great job. I just got to pick up the pace. Ryan Hicks with the kickoff. It'll be short of the end zone, hauled in at about the 3, straight up the middle, still running, finally taken down. Was that Hicks? No, number 12 with the takedown, Gavin Hilton. And it'll be over the 20 at the 26-yard line with 11 seconds to play. See what the Eagles can do. We did give the offense, we never did give the Buckeye defense Velar and Green, did we? Their starting lineup. So. We'll do that at the start of the second half. We'll run through their starting lineup. We're going to be taking a break at halftime, which won't be very long. It's probably about 8 minutes, maybe, but we'll just show some scenes with the camera, and then we'll be back at the start of the second half. Grateful for the evening we've had in weather. Here's Broadnex looking to pass. He's going to go on the sidelines. The defender was lost on that one.
Well, they looked like Menard was playing a deep zone there in a zone coverage, and defender kind of got between the deep and the up man and found a soft spot in it.
Both linebackers were a little short on that one. But that's what this scrimmage is all about. They've played a really good game up to this point. We calling a timeout, or are they just going straight to half?
Well, the clock's at 0, but I'm thinking Buckeye may have got a timeout before the clock expired.
And you said it earlier, but Braylon Dusang is back in the game, and he's actually jogging off to the sideline. Hey, let's run through the Buckeye defense and the Velar and Green starting lineup to finish that one off.
So at outside linebacker for Buckeye.
That was a bad idea.
That was. I can't read this. We got Cole Vercher. Defensive line, Jacob Dryan. Defensive line, Jathan Lashney. Defensive line, Gage Vercher. Outside linebacker, Matthew Townley. Middle linebacker, Jacob Young. Middle linebacker, Jim Burlew. Cornerback, Braden Polk. Safety, Chris Standles. Safety, Brenton Fitzback. and cornerback Hayden Boone.
So the last play of the first half, they're going to try to blitz and go after Broadnax. It was offside, so we'll actually get another try at it. But I think Buckeye is going to be backed up 5 yards as Cooper Scott and a couple other people just ran up to the line and kind of spooked the Buckeye Panther offensive line and made them jump. Cooper Scott and the other linebacker, Janice, 32, Jacob Janice. And they're still going to go after him and try to get him to rush the throw. He's going to get to the outside. Cooper Scott showing some speed. I'll bet Broadnax didn't know that Cooper Scott was going to be able to catch him like that, running sideline to sideline. And that will take us to halftime. And the Eagles have to be pleased with the way they played in the first half. We'll see what the second half is, as, you know, fortunately it's not 100 degrees outside. It feels a lot better, but you start to look at the stamina of the players as they go into the second quarter, which will be the second half with 2 15-minute halves.
We'll see how many people are on the ground with leg cramps here before long.
So nice job of getting the scoreboard there, Jeffrey. Do me a favor, just kind of maybe find a crowd shot. Doesn't look like Buckeye is going to send anybody out there, dance line or anything, but get some cheerleaders. And if you see anybody over on Menard's sideline doing some cheers, go ahead and go follow them. We're going to take a break. We only got about 4 minutes, but we're going to get some water, and we'll be back with the second half right after these messages. And welcome back, everybody. The clock shows 15 minutes on it, and Ryan Hicks getting ready to kick off. We thought we were going to be able to show the Buckeye band as they performed at halftime, but they weren't ready. By the time they got on the field, it was time for them to get off the field. So now they're over on the track, and they may perform on the track, and we'll show you a little bit of that.
Right now we get AC/DC.
Yeah, I like that. Thunder. But Thunderstruck, right?
That would be it. As Ryan Hicks gets ready to boom one. All right, what are so over under on him putting in the end zone on this one, Tom?
I'd say I don't know. 90% he'll put it in the end zone. I don't know how to do that bet.
It's there.
So we got to do this. This is a newbie, but find the Why Not Stop keys to the game. You know, normally you do keys to the game at the start of the game. So, but we kind of did that with Coach with the interview that we had with is that one of those big lunar moths or whatever it was?
I don't know, man. That's DeVille mosquito or something. Looks like a bat.
So Jeffrey did a great job on the interview. We talked to Coach Perkins, and the keys to the game for him was just about attitude and coming up and playing hard and effort.
And they've done that. I mean, you look at the effort the line has played. You look at what the running backs are doing, the defensive backs, the receivers, how they're blocking downfield. The attitude of this team tonight is better than it was last week, which is hard to think because it was pretty good last week. But you look at this pursuit right here. I mean, it's you know, they're playing with fire.
They are playing with fire, and you know it's not just one or two people making a tackle. Everybody is searching for the football, and they're trying to strip the football too. They want turnovers, and they're going after it. So here's a pass, nicely played and taken down. Got his helmet taken off. He'll be able to stay in the game because
well, no, he's got to come out because there was not a foul on the play, so he does have to come out for one
really?
play. Yes.
Okay, I thought
if you lose
Gavin took it off.
Well, there could have been a foul because he most likely did grab the back of it, but there was no flag, so therefore the receiver does have to come out.
All right, that's one of the great positives we have with John in the booth. Shelton Maddox on the coverage, or Maddox Shelton on the coverage. And that ball just kind of throwing, and the receiver slipped. But the defense has been there tonight with the same effort as the offense, with the 16-0 shutout working right now here in the two 15-minute halves. This is the second part of it, as we've already been through halftime, as we come up on about just shy of an hour from kickoff. We've got
Buckeyes having trouble with the punt formation here. They're missing a player, and they're hollering.
Gavin Hilton is the deep man on the far side of the field that you'll see. Maddox Shelton, I believe, number 7. Oh, no, Jaden Williams is number 7. Maddox Shelton is number 4. I think he's on the near side. They will not get the playoff.
Well, we got a timeout. Buckeye went ahead and called
the
timeout before the play clock went to 0.
Normally we'd take a commercial break right here, but let's just talk about that. Was our Why Not Stop's key to the game. And we want to thank Why Not Stop for joining us this year and becoming a part of Full 4-6 Sports Experience. This year, John, really excited about this. This is our second year on Full 4-6 Sports. There are only 7 schools in central Louisiana or in Alexandria and Pineville that play football. 5 of them are on Full 4-6 Sports. So you can go on and watch, even after you're done with this game. Tomorrow you wake up, you want to watch other high school football. You can watch Pineville, you can watch Ash, you can watch Tioga, and, of course, you have Buckeye and Menard. Both teams are playing here today. Here's the scoop up by Gavin Hilton, and nice job scooping it up on the run and picking up about 11 or 12 yards into Buckeye territory at about the 40-yard line. They'll mark it at the 41, and the Eagles are in business with 13:59 left in this game.
Another series of good field position, starting field position for Menard inside the 50-yard line of Buckeye.
The Eagles have had the ball. This is the 5th time. They did not score. They moved the ball in the first drive, but then put 2 touchdowns with 2 drives. One of them was only like a 3-yard or 2-yard gain on the first attempt because of a turnover by the Buckeye Panthers. But the third drive was a nice one. Here's Carter Marcantel. No, Gavin. Nice broken tackle coming to the near side. Going to be taken out of bounds at the 15-yard line. We'll get the numbers down by Aiden Moran, number 13, by the end of the game next week, which, by the way, will be on Thursday next week. Huge run right there. About a 25-yard run down to the 15-yard line, and guess where they are? Down at the 14. They are in the Red River Red Zone. Want to thank Red River Bank for their sponsorship as we go back to play. First down and 10 from the 14-yard line. The Panthers 14. They hand off to Carter Marcantel. He's got an outside run, and he cuts it up, still breaking tackles and almost into the end zone down to the 1-yard line.
Hit the hole on the right side. Good hole there. Good blocking by the line. Hit it hard. Turned it upfield, put his head down, and picked up an extra 6-7 yards on that run.
Nice job, Jeffrey, on the camera work over there. One of the things that I'm noticing, really is the difference from, this year is the running backs, the blocking is kind of sliding and everybody's taking their man, and the running backs are being patient and finding the hole. And Carter Marcantel has been wanting to run the football. He's been defense all along. He got to run a little bit last year, but they're letting him go right now. He's the fullback with fumble. Looks like the Eagles are back on it.
I was just thinking, Tom, the game by Menard so far has been a really clean game. Low penalties, not a lot of mistakes. That's really the first mistake of the night for the Eagles.
Yeah, it really is. And that was just a snap issue. And one of the things that we saw, too, and it's a huge improvement right now for the Eagles, is the importance of the snap in the shotgun, because Michael Henry is in the shotgun a lot, John. And we watched it in the scrimmage, and we watched it in practice. Jack Roy, who is the new center. He's taken on the position and really put a lot of work into it. The handoff almost dropped. Carter Marcantel had to hang on to it, which then blew up the block, and the Buckeye Panthers able to stuff them. So far, now you're going to have 3rd and goal from the 3, which is a loss of a yard. 12:15 to go in the game, 16-0, the Eagles leading the Buckeye Panthers, and I can bet you over and under 100% they're going for it on 4 downs. They're not gonna kick a field goal here.
Probably not.
They got Cooper Scott in the game. The big boy is going to get the ball and follow Carter Marcantel. The big thing is hanging on to the football from the snap to the handoff. And there it is. Cooper Scott going to bull his way.
Short.
Going to be short at the 1-yard, 1.5-yard line. And we'll have 4th and goal. What I don't get, and I'll have to ask Coach about this, why is Michael Henry having to run so far, back to get to a play and then come in? I mean, I know they got 30 seconds. Maybe just want to use the whole play clock.
Yeah, it's something we can ask Coach this next week as we see Ryan Hicks coming in to line up for roughly about a 19-yard field goal.
They can get down to about the 25-yard line, can't they, on the sideline? So they will. Man, I lost money. Here we go. I thought they'd go for it. Ryan Hicks, he is a weapon. That gives Menard another 3, 19-0 the score with 10:57 to play. And commercials will not run, but let's try to run one just anyway. Anyone you want, Andrew.
Company.
And we're back live. Caught in the end zone.
Nope, they're ruling a touchback.
And they'll bring it back.
Go.
Wow. So just some issues tonight. Some of it has to do with the hot spot that we have. And, I mean, Insight Audio, Video, and Security, we want to thank them for the opportunity to have the hot spot. It's just you get into some areas, and it's just really difficult to have a signal to be able to call the game without freezing up or having issues with the overall signal. Let's see, we are showing connected. I don't want to put it on Wi-Fi. It might even mess it up even more. The handoff up the middle. Nice job by the Buckeye offensive line to open up a hole, and they'll do their hurry-up offense and try to get set.
Yeah, we brought a linebacker on a little blitz there. He blitzed on the right side of the center. They ran the ball to the opposite side. So left the middle of the defense a little bit open. They picked it up for an 8-yard gain.
Looks like, what is that, number 60? Is that Jack Roy? No, Ben Good, number 60. Had a little sprained ankle going off the field. What do we got? 10:34. With that little injury timeout, did they just go ahead and take the official water break?
I don't know if they'd be taking it here at the 10.5-minute mark. Of course, they're playing 15-minute quarters, which is not regulation. Federation rules 12-minute quarters, so could be a water break. We could be doing 2 water breaks maybe every 5 minutes or so.
Well, that would make sense. I really figured we might have more than one water break with the temperatures we've been having. It's my understanding, John, and you were seeing it earlier, that in LaSalle Parish, Gina area and north of us really got hammered with some rain.
They did. There was some strong thunderstorms that went through Gina and Grant Parish earlier this afternoon.
We want rain. We certainly want rain, and then we want to be greedy. I want to be greedy because I want it to be a slow, steady rain. We get those gully washers, and right now with the ground so hard, ground is as hard as that run was by Burlew, going to pick up the first down over the 30-yard line.
He had a little hole there. Number 7, Williams, stepped up, filled that hole, and possibly prevented a much larger gain there.
I got to wait for the chains to move. They've got the down marker set. Buckeye wants to move a lot faster. There's the handoff, and that one's going to be stuffed. But he will bull his way. There's a late block to push number 7. Did we get a lineup number for 77? Did he ever put that on there? No. I got to get David. I got to get David on that. Did you get one on 77 at all for defense as a backup?
Check.
Whoa, somebody's going to get hurt. That's Cooper Scott, and we didn't need that. That's just overplaying on the defense, and they bulled into number 32. Got to know what's going on. Jacob Janice.
Going to offset them.
They were both going after it and just running him off the field, but then Cooper Scott at the end of play, thought everything was over, and he's got his back turned and run into him. That's when you see knees get torn up, you get rolled on. You got to know when you hear the whistle, pull up and stop. I'm sure Coach Perkins is going to have a word with him. Look, I like the effort, but, man, you got to be smart about it.
I don't think McLaughlin likes the offsetting of the penalties.
Well, they were both involved. It'll be 3rd down and long. Looks like about 7. Maybe 6. 6.5. They're going to run it right side. They found a good hole there because number 77 that we don't have a name was pulling. And then they ran right where he pulled away.
I think maybe he thought he was supposed to be on the other side of the formation. He was bailing out right when they snapped the ball.
And they better get ready.
Hey, we have a stoppage here.
Hey, Coach McLaughlin's wondering why they're stopping it. They're wanting to hurry up. But that's a scrimmage. Everybody's learning.
Coach needs to tell his chain crew to get a little quicker over there.
Well, that's
That might
true,
help
too.
him.
Oh, nice
Blew it
job
up.
by the defense to blow that up.
Defensive line got really good penetration right there. The play didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, and of course the Buckeye fans a little upset because they stopped them from going quick. 2 receivers to the far side. Broadnack's in the shotgun. 1 receiver to the near side. He's going to look to throw. He's going to throw it deep down the sideline. He's got a man wide open. See if they can catch up. But he makes the catch. Oh, the ball popped out, but they're going to say he was down as Jaden Williams came up with it. But number 4, Hayden Boone with the catch, just burning the defensive backfield. Couldn't quite catch up to knock it down, so a huge play. They are just outside the red zone. Burlew will carry him into the red zone and break tackles inside the 15 down to the 12, and the Buckeye Panthers, for the second time tonight, have entered the Red River Bank red zone. Thank you, Red River Bank, for your sponsorship. Back to the action. Broadnack's in the shotgun. See if they're going to try. They're going to get a timeout by David at the 8:28 mark to kind of settle the team down and say, all right, guys, you better get ready. These guys aren't giving up.
Yeah, Buckeye, got a lot of momentum on that long pass, and they're fired up right now. I think Coach Perkins says, give me a timeout, calm the defense down a little bit, get them playing like they were playing earlier.
And get the crowd quiet. You see that a lot, because the crowd comes into play, and the team can feed off of that. I thought the Buckeye cheerleaders were going to come down and do something for a cheer. Jeremy, get a shot. Jeffrey, try to get a shot of the Buckeye fans. They're right below us, but that's a really good crowd tonight. Oh yeah, he doesn't have it. Hey,
doesn't have it said yet.
Get a shot of the fans. Buckeye side. Yeah, down, swing it around. So we'll try to give you a little taste. Menard's got a good fan base out. Unfortunately, they're probably going to end up having to go back and watch the recorded version with the signal that we have freezing up quite a bit the whole game. But as we get going, all the kinks will work out. This is our practice too here with the scrimmage. We'll be 100% next week, huh, John? Speaking of next week, we'll talk a little bit about that. Cooper Scott blowing that play up. Second and less than a yard for the first down, and Cooper Scott just blitzed through a hole and almost took the handoff.
Tell you what, they've been dialing up a little more pressure, and went right through untouched right there.
Better hustle off. Of course, they got to wait for their receiver to get set on the far side. 2 receivers near side. Broadnax has got an arm, man. I'm impressed with Broadnax.
I think Coach McLaughlin got him off the baseball team this past year.
20 seconds left on the play clock. Play clock. They got motion now as they're used to going fast, and when you slow down, it throws the offensive line off, and they just couldn't hold that position that long.
Yeah, when you make your offensive line sit there and hold that and center hold it and got a lot of moving going on in the backfield, it can get difficult for those offensive linemen.
Get antsy to get after it. And then you're seeing the defense move around and trying to get set and mess things up.
Especially on the play before when your linebacker came through untouched and almost got the handoff.
7:47 on the game clock, 19-0 the Eagles. They're coming after him from the outside. They got him set up, and they're going to take him down. He'll get back. No, he'll actually lose a couple of yards, and they'll set up 4th down.
Like about 4th
and now
12.
7:25, 19-0. The Eagles lead the Buckeye Panthers in this second half. 2 15-minute quarters were being played as 2 halves. They're coming after him. The pass on the sideline is going to be out of bounds. Nicely played on the defense there by Maddox Shelton. He was there, and that'll be a turnover on downs. The defense holds after giving up a huge long throw.
They did, and I think Coach Perkins called a timeout at an opportune time right there. Stop that Buckeye momentum. Next play comes back. We get a linebacker right through the middle, blows the play up. We get a false start, and then we get an incomplete pass. So Menard's defense really responding to the first time tonight. that their backs were against the wall.
That's right. Hold the shutout. 7-12 to play in the game. 19-0 Eagles over the Buckeye Panthers. Eagles coming to the line on 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line, their own 24-yard line. Mike Henry playing the whole game. You can see who the starters are going to be, and they're going to run with them, the seniors. There's a nice shot. Oh, what a catch by Jordan Rich.
Really good catch. Ball was thrown a little low and behind him. He adjusted to the ball, scooped it up off the ground.
You know, got to talk a little bit about the coaching staff. You know, we asked David about it, but he really didn't have time to go into everything. But offensive coordinator is Julio Ortiz. He is back as offensive coordinator and bringing some really nice, offense, some nice plays, some misdirection, a lot of movement. And then Coach Redmond with the offensive line and defensive line. Here's Carter Marketel breaking tackles up the middle, going to go to the outside. He's got one man to beat, but behind him, because he had to slow down a little bit, they came in and took him down after a huge gain out to the Buckeye 32-yard line. That's about a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35-yard run or so.
Yeah, good hole on the right side, hit it, ran up north and south. And again, that number 5 from Buckeye ran him down from back.
You know, we've got to start thinking, John. We only got about 6:17 left, but we're going to have to get used to this. We have to stay, you folks stay tuned to the Southern Air cool play of the game. After each game, we'll announce our cool play of the game, courtesy of Southern Air in Pineville. They're one of our new sponsors this year, and got quite a few opportunities for that play, for the cool play of the game. And it doesn't have to be a touchdown, but we'll have to think about that one.
We will.
Jeffrey, if you can hear that, and Andrew, you can hear that, y'all get votes in that too. So y'all pay attention to the game as we're going through, and if you see a play that really is good, and you go, man, that was really nice. That's a great play. Keep that in the back of your mind to remind us old guys. I forget sometimes. I'll have to make notes.
Because we know you're old, Tom.
That's right. I'll have to make notes to keep up with that. There's a slant pattern. That is just a really nice toss by Michael Henry.
And defense is playing a little soft like that, and that receiver makes that slant. Executed well by the quarterback, thrown right where he needed to. Receiver made a good route, caught the ball. Hard to stop that play when you execute it to that type of perfection.
So this is going to be the mandatory water break. 5-10 left in the game, 19-0. Let's run the sponsor boards, and we'll just play the music. And we're back live, 5:10 to play in this game, in this second half, which is the end of the game. 19-0, the Eagles in complete control of this one as the defense stood up and gave this offense a chance. Speaking of defense, the Buckeye defense coming through on that one.
Tell you what, they look like Menard. They brought one of their linebackers right up the middle and came in untouched and tripped it up at number 34. That's their running back, Jim Burlew.
Our defense, the Eagle defense, really coming through. Carolyn Marcantel watching, and the parents are trying to watch the game with the Marcantels. It just keeps freezing up, but Carolyn's son and their grandson, Carter, with the really nice run. I hope that didn't freeze up on them. But just know, if you're hearing this, we're going to be able to replay this, the recording, which should be a lot, it should be freeze-free because it's just being recorded on our laptop. We're going to go back and just download it and put it back up, and you'll be able to watch a pretty clean feed. Not that we're clean, we kind of forgot that we were recording.
This is new to me.
That's right. But it's just a matter of us getting everything together in this scrimmage and learning and getting better for week one. And that reminds me, I meant to talk about that, John, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Here's another slant pass caught by Matt Kirk, and that was throwing the only spot it could be thrown by Michael.
You look, the offensive line, Buckeye brought pressure on that. Offensive line picked it up excellent. Henry got a good throw off right where it needed to be. Kirk comes up with the catch.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the schedule. We got 2 Thursday night games, and the first one's going to be this coming week, Thursday, August 31st. We'll be in Monroe at St. Frederick's High School, and we'll be live starting about 6:45 with the pregame kickoff at 7. And we'll see if the Eagles can get back at St. Fred's after suffering a loss last year when St. Fred's came to Menard. Here's Henry looking to throw. Got a little pressure. He's going to break containment. Get out there, 10, 5. He's trying to pull in. Stuffs it in. I think he got the ball inside the cone. Touchdown, Eagles! Michael Henry diving underneath the defender and putting the ball out there inside the cone, John.
Mike read that well. We had 5 men blocking up front. Buckeye brought 2. Brought the pressure. Mike read it. Got outside the pocket. Gave him room to run. Excellent decision.
Look
It's
at the
touchdown as a reward.
The wheels on Henry. I think he fooled some kids at Buckeye with those wheels. I mean, Menard's got speed, but if you got Henry who can break away a little bit like that, that was really nicely done. Henry showing so much improvement this year over last year and making a name for himself. Here's the extra point is high and good. The only kind of mistake or mishap that Menard's had tonight really was the missed extra point.
Well, that and the snap, and they've made up for it.
Yeah, the snap fumble, but they recovered that.
That's right.
But a
field goal out of it. Yeah.
Touchdown right there, made it 26-0 with 3:14 to play. Let's finish our thought on the season. Nice job, Andrew, keeping the scoreboard up and running. That is the Wallace Eye Center School Board. We want to thank them for being our sponsors since the beginning, the inception of 446 Sports. And, of course, Valex Federal Credit Union. Visit them at valexfcu.org. They've been our title sponsor now for the second year. September 8th, Menard will travel to Pineville High School, and that's a Friday night. And then finally, the third week of the season, September 15th, Menard will get to stay at home as St. Mary's of Natchitoches will come in. On Friday, September 22nd, we'll travel to Ville Platte to take on Sacred Heart High. 29th, come back home against Opelousas Catholic. Then we'll travel on October 6th on Friday to Pickering High School. And that's when we start getting into district play with Pickering. Then we'll have a home game, our second and final Thursday night game, October 12th, against Avoyelles High School, as Hicks puts it into the end zone again. And Buckeye will have the ball at the 20-yard line.
Yep, touchback.
Touchback. On October 20th on Friday, Menard will travel. We'll travel to Rose Pine High School and be back over in Vernon Parish in another district game. And then we'll have Oakdale at home on the 27th of October, which happens to be homecoming as well. I think they're going to return the favor to Oakdale because Oakdale had their homecoming when we went there last year. And we hope for a different outcome. There's Burlew breaking a tackle, cutting it back up the middle, picking up some big yards, 9 or 10 yards on that first down play.
Tell you what, Scott went right through the middle untouched, and he's probably kicking himself right now. He knows he missed one right there.
If you remember last year's Oakdale game, we should have won that game, had a really good chance to win it, and it was really a heartbreaking loss for the Eagles. Here's a pass to the outside. Maddox, Shelton fumble.
Yeah, they're going to call it incomplete.
Incomplete, but I think Maddox Shelton was underneath him.
Yeah, but you got to hold you got to possess ball to the ground. He never established possession.
Incomplete. There you go.
Yeah, it's
an
incomplete pass.
Second down and 10 from the 30. 2:58, under 3 minutes to go in the game. Handoff. Burlew again up the middle, breaking tackles. He's a hard runner, John.
He is. I think he's their go-to. I mean, he plays middle linebacker. He's starting tailback, and he's been all over the field tonight.
And we'll finish out the season November 3rd, a Friday, with another home game, senior night, against Glen Oaks, a game that the Eagles won last year in Baton Rouge at Glen Oaks. And they had to win that one to be able to make the playoffs, which they did. And we traveled back to Baton Rouge to take on Parkway High School, or Parkview High School, and lost that one in the first round of the playoffs. So I think looking at that schedule and seeing the way this team is playing, I like the effort. The effort is still there here deep in the second half, you know, with 2 15-minute quarters. Their stamina is still looking good.
It is. I think our defensive front needs to get set a little bit quicker.
Wide open. Boy, that is an arm. That was a really good throw, trying to throw him open. And I tell you what, these little receivers have fooled our defensive backs. That's an area they'll have to clean up.
You know, when you're facing a McLaughlin coach team, he's going to air it out at times, and even at Buckeye, he's going to do that. And you've seen it tonight. They haven't connected. They hadn't executed it very well, but they've been definitely taking their shots down.
Well, number 4 caught that big pass in the last drive, and LSU, you can see where my mind is thinking. Maddox Shelton with the good play there, and a nice defense. Carter Marcantel coming up with the shoulder. That's a first down to number 4. That's Hayden Boone, who had the long pass reception from Broadnax in the last drive, got it down inside the 20. There's Burlew again, taking it down.
He's definitely their workhorse, isn't he?
Carter Marcantel just going in and throwing his shoulder, not wrapping up, but just trying to hit him. Helping out Janice, I believe. Was that Jacob Janice, number 32? Yeah, with the tackle. They're gonna need 2 or 3 guys with Burlew running that football this late in the game. Everybody kind of tired. This is one area of the game with 1:34 to go that the defense just can't relax, because you're gonna get hurt if you don't play hard and come in there with the hard hits. There's a Burlew breaking tackles. And you can tell Menard tired now as Buckeye is running up and still going as fast as they can. Eagles got to get set. They're getting knocked on their backside. Cooper Scott having to come out of the game. Got his helmet off. He's tired. There's the handoff. Oh, nice job right there.
Aldridge.
Boy, that Aldridge with a stick and backed him up and delayed him just enough. There's the first cramp of the night that I could tell. I mean,
yeah,
there's obvious sign of a cramp. Gonna have to stretch that calf muscle. So we got 3rd down and about 4. There's an offsides, but an offensive line, they're saying drew him off.
Yeah, they're going to back Buckeye up 5 here and bring it up about 3rd and 9 for them.
Jacob Janice jumping off and taking advantage of the movement. Cooper Scott coming back in with 34 seconds left. I probably just would have left him out unless they needed to give someone else a break. 26-0, the Eagles trying to hang on to the shutout. And this offsides helps out a lot as it pushes Buckeye back to 3rd and 8 when they had really had a 2nd and short, but Aldridge blowing it up. That's defensive offsides. Cooper Scott going to give the 5 yards back, John.
Yeah, he came up and just leaned over into the neutral zone. And unlike college, you don't get a chance to get back. If you break that neutral zone, it's foul.
So you get the 5 yards back, sets up 3rd and short with 34 seconds left. I know the Eagles really want to hang on to the shutout, even though it is the scrimmage. And they're going to come in and try to blow it up. Burlew's got the outside, cuts it back in. There's a lot of guys that don't really want to tackle him. He has laid the lumber on him. And those defensive backs are a little hesitant coming in there.
I think they're going to get Menard for a face mask here on Burlew.
They'll tack that on to the ending yardage, John?
Yeah, it'll be half the distance, so it looks like the run ended about 11, so it'll be first and goal from about the 5.5.
5.5-yard line puts them in the Red River Bank red zone. A Buckeye for the second drive in a row getting into the Red River Bank red zone. Thank you, Red River Bank, for your sponsorship this year. 27 seconds left in the game, 26-0 Eagles, and they have 6 yards to defend to keep the shutout. And I think they're going to get a heavy dose of Burlew right here over the next 3 or 4 plays, and I'm wrong. They're going to pass it, rolling to the outside. Nowhere to go. Going to be taken outside and down. That is Austin Henry with the tackle. That's Michael Henry's brother with the tackle. And that is going to be second down and goal from the 3.5-yard line. 21 seconds. The clock will start at the snap. There it is. Burlew got a hole. He's into the end zone. That hole was way too wide for anybody to tackle him once he got past the line. That's a win for the Buckeye Panthers and the offense as they take advantage. That's a nice drive by the Buckeye Panthers.
It was. It was. Started deep in their territory at their own 20-yard line and worked it down the field and hit a couple of passes to get there.
You can see that fast play that Buckeye, has done pretty much all game. You can see that it really has worn out the Menard defense. They're kind of leaning over and hands on their hips, and they didn't want anything to do with Burlew on that one.
Well, we also have to remember it was 26-0, and Buckeye got the ball with a couple minutes left, so makes you wonder.
True. Just the extra point is up, and it's good. So they get 7 on the board, 18 seconds of play. We'll keep it here. We'll have a kickoff. You got to practice the onside. That's what it's a scrimmage.
It is, but if I'm a coach, I don't know if I run an onside kick right here in a scrimmage and take a chance at getting some of my players possibly hurt. But you never know.
It's the one chance to practice it, right? It really doesn't matter. I mean, it's not going to be on your record this game. They haven't had another chance to do it outside of the opening kickoff of the game. Now, if it was a Voiles, they would have kicked an onside.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting this year. For the first time, we won't see an onside kick every time with Boone not there.
We don't know.
Well, maybe true. I got to imagine the new head coach will want to put their own stamp on things. And that is a big old bug. He's right there, right at your foot.
Good Lord.
It's a big old beetle. 18 seconds. Let's get this thing going. We're not gonna be long, folks. When this is over, we're wrapping up and calling it a day so we can get off this roof.
It's not hot now, though, thank you.
No, it's not. But I thought I was gonna fall through the whole game. Here's a little pooch.
Oh.
There's a ball on the ground. Number 20's got it, though. Yeah. They got to call it. That's Sam Bracata, who got bumped from behind, but he jumped on it and had his chest on it.
Well, that's something they're going to have to talk about and get cleaned up. You got to communicate. You got 2 guys going for the ball. Somebody's got to call the other one off. And in that situation, it might have been better to just have a fair catch signal given to give himself some protection. So just something to work on.
Yep, and Menard's got something to work on too. So the Buckeye Panthers end up getting the ball. There was a fight for it, and the Buckeye Panther won out, and the defense will have to pull another stop here. 11 seconds to play, 26-7. I mean, Menard will end up with the victory, in quotes, but unfortunately for the Menard Eagles, they're going to have to hear about it from Coach. They played a really good game up to this point, but then to end it out this way, got 13 with a little wheel route trying to find an opening. There it is on the outside. Enough pressure by the defense. Aldridge and Austin Henry getting in to put pressure made Broadneck step up and throw it. Ended up having to throw it short. He couldn't get full extension with a step in, a full step. 6 seconds to go. This may be the last play. Going to throw it down the sideline. That's going to be overthrown. Nice play by the defense. 1 second on the clock, so we have one more chance. But the defense did a nice job of playing under and over. That was Maddox, Shelton, number 4, and who's that other? Who was that back there with him? Is that Hilton? Gavin Hilton? Looks like 12. Gavin Hilton. So we'll see what they can do now. 1 second left, 26-7. There's a throw down the sideline on the far side of the field, and that one's going to be knocked to the ground.
Broken up.
That was number 7, Jaden Williams, with the nice coverage there. So the Eagles will win the scrimmage 26-7. A nice opening for David Perkins. And John, look, man, I think the Eagles have a lot to be excited about. I think you're going to have a lot of excited fans for the Eagles with the way they played tonight.
Yeah, they came out with some fire, played with fire all night. All aspects of the game. They played error-free football. I mean, you look, very few penalties, very few mistakes. Clean football game by them, and the scoreboard reflects it. And I tell you what, a couple of teams this year going to watch film against this Jamboree and may have second thoughts of what they faced last year.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, guys, look, great job all the way around. We had some technical difficulties. We'll get those worked out for next week. One thing, Jeffrey and Andrew, got to remember, it just hit me. We get inside of about 6 minutes or 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes. Whoever's turn it is to do the post-game interview, we need to make sure that we step down and head over there and get ready to interview Coach Perkins so we can have him. He's going to, visit right there, and then they'll do a quick visit as a team and then pop over and look for y'all. But it's too late for us to get down there and get over there now with everybody exiting. So we'll just make sure that we get that. Y'all got to remember that, all right? So sometime within about 8 minutes left, give yourself time to get over there and get set. So that's going to wrap it up tonight for Andrew Beeman, for Jeffrey Owens on camera work, Andrew doing all the commercials and everything else, and John. Thoughts, John, on your first go here?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm excited. It's definitely a different view from up here and kind of feel like a duck out of water sometimes, but it's exciting. Watch these kids and watch the development week to week. We saw improvements from last week. I think that's something Coach Perkins is going to be happy about when he looks at film at this game, to see the improvements from last week to this week. And I'm excited to see what we're going to see this next year.
So while Coach Perkins and the other coaches are talking to the players out there on the field, you were looking at that. Got to remind you, don't forget, we start our high school football show, the Eagles Nest Coaches Show with head coach David Perkins this year, moving the show to 7 p.m., and we're going to be at Wildwood Pizza. So come on out and join us at Wildwood Pizza. Get yourself a pizza, a drink of whatever kind you want. Get a salad, it doesn't matter. But come out and join us and come out for a good time and listen to what Coach and the other coaches have to say about the Jamboree, and then a look ahead. And then we'll have Andrew and Jeffrey doing some reports for us and spotlighting some things that are occurring all across the campus of Menard High School. So that does it for us. Thank you to all of our sponsors, especially Wallace Eye Center for the school board, Valix, our title sponsor, the Why Not Stop Keys to the Game, Southern Air, and Sadler's Towing for the running ticker board down below, and Insight Audio and Video, and Red River Bank, and all of our sponsors. Thanks so much for being a part of Full 4-6 Sports and allowing us to bring this broadcast to you and the Coaches Show and every game afterwards. Don't forget, Thursday night is the first game. We'll be on the air at 6:45 for pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff against St. Fred's in Monroe. So join us live. Thanks for joining us. Have a blessed weekend, and God bless everybody.